Hello, guys, and welcome back to Fox the Fox Report. This is the post-match review of Manchester City versus Leicester City that was played over at the Etihad on Boxing Day. 6-3 goes to Man City, a result where I'm honestly surprised, not by how many goals Man City scored, but by how many goals we scored. Now, we're coming into that second half with 4 goals down. Usually, when we have 2 goals down, we have no way coming back. But somehow we found our way to come back, at least score 3 goals within a short amount of time. And that went by changing formation, changing the style of play, and just making it look very easy getting past Man City players, past the defense, and scoring those goals. But from the start of the match, we have some changes, 6 changes, as a matter of fact. No Patson Daka, he is injured. He will be out for 3 weeks, a huge major blow. I don't know, if it get any worse, but we are very limited on players. And just with him out, it's just going to make things worse for us as far as having our usual starters and that creativity in the attack that slowly is decreasing based off our absences. Now, we go into this first half with just a huge poor performance. We're pushing too far back. We're basically playing the same way we play against Liverpool in the second half, where we allow them to come forward. Man City's giving crosses in, taking shots, creating opportunities. Riyad Mahrez cutting in and out, playing around with Luke Thomas. Marco Brighton suffering with Raheem Sterling, who's just way faster than he is, running right around him. And it's just a huge nightmare in the first half, really. Poor performance. Our attack, no chemistry, nothing. It's just completely poor. Ayoze Perez somewhere around that right wing area, nowhere to be found, no passes being given to him. And like I said before, him starting is not effective enough for us. He doesn't do really much, and it's just a waste of space there. He's usually a player to come on in the second half when there's like 10 to 15 minutes left. When you need that extra push in attack, that's when he's most effective. But those 4 goals that Man City scored, too easy. We're just giving them so much respect. We're not pressing. We need to press. They're taking shots. And the way they scored 4 goals in like 20, 25 minutes only made us think further, like, are we going to lose by 8, by 9, by 10 goals by full time? That's literally the thoughts that I had in my head. Now we go into halftime where there had to be a complete change in our system, in our formation. I honestly thought that Brendan Rodgers would make changes in the first half because it was just that poor. But we go into that second half with a change of formation. We add 5 in the back now. We include Castagna, who comes in, and we take out Ayoze Perez. And then we have now Luke Thomas, Vestergaard, Amarty, Castagna, and Albrighton in the back 5, allowing Albrighton a little bit more leeway to press forward, not really have to defend Raheem Sterling, but still come back just to occupy that space that Raheem Sterling would usually take. So now with 5 in the back, we have more security alongside Raheem Sterling, as well as Riyad Mahrez, and the players in the center, that is Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho. So more support in the back when it comes to defending, but also we're a bit more structured now, not allowing the oppositions to press more forward, but really holding them off just 20 to 30 yards away from the halfway line of the pitch. So they were giving them space to push forward, but not that forward. And if they push any further, we're able to just press and then take the ball away or wait for them to make a mistake because they have no sort of way of passing the ball in the center nor on the right. So we're kind of quickly changing formations as far as attacking goes with defending. So 5 in the back, a firm structure. And then when it comes to waiting for the mistake for Man City, we take the ball, we quickly change to a 3-4-3, in which we have our two wingers, Lookman, and now I believe it's going to be Madison, who take that role, or Tielemans, whoever takes the right wing role. But on the left wing, we have Lookman. And then we just press forward. We open ourselves up. Man City has pushed too forward, made a mistake, leaving so much space behind them. We take advantage. And next thing you know, it's like a 2v1 against Man City. And that's what led to that first goal by James Maddison. We have Marco Brighton, who intercepts the ball on the right side. You see Madison in the middle. You give a ball. Madison takes a beautiful touch, pretty much takes his way out of Ruben Diaz, who came towards him, takes him out of the play. You have Madison pass the ball to Kelechi Iheanacho. Madison opens himself up, makes himself available on the left side. Kelechi Iheanacho passes to his left. You have Madison there who dinks it to bottom right. So very, very great as far as learning how to work around that high press that Man City gives and just being able to play quickly, open yourselves up, and just giving that good pass that leaves you with a great counterattack, but most importantly, breaking out from your area. So something that we definitely have to take out of this match into our next match, because the rivalry will be very similar. We're going up against Liverpool at the King Power Stadium, where they're mostly the same way as Man City because they love to press up from the start with their strikers, Mo Salah, Diego Jota, Firmino, Sadio Mane will press up on our defensive line if we try to play up from the back. So it's more about knowing how to basically play quicker, get out of our area, break off, and then have players who open up, pass to them, and then have that strong counter attack. So if anything that we could take from this match is we can take that second half where we played outstanding, but also with the right players, we can play correctly. Now, with that formation of a 5-4-1 that we had in the second half, we sort of had the same formation in that second half against Liverpool, however, had the wrong players to play that formation. And that came along with Ndidi, that came along with Ryan Bertrand. Ryan Bertrand does not know how to play defense, so I won't have to stress about him. But Wilfred Ndidi, a player who, frankly, yes, you can say he does play great in that defensive line, but sometimes forgets to hold his line and pushes up further. Now, he's not a natural defender, but he sometimes, that you can understand why he'll sometimes push forward because he's mostly a player who will attack and sometimes forgets that he is a defender and needs to hold that line. But now that we had this time in this game, we had mostly all defenders and you had Albrighton playing the right back. It was much more structural than it was in the match against Liverpool, as well as our midfield. We had Lookman, we had Madison, we had Tielemans, and Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. 4 players, creativity, has the pace, knows how to control the ball, and keep possession. So that definitely worked out great when it came to attacking, as well as linking up with Kelechi Iheanacho. So I won't get too in on the goals after that Man City scored to make it 6-3. Those were just set pieces that we just have to learn how to defend. The first set piece goal that made it 5-3 was a mistake by Kelechi Iheanacho, who didn't jump and just defended poorly against Laporte, who had a free header. Something I had to correct. So there's nothing much we can say about other than just mark your man, and if he jumps, you got to jump. But as far as this match goes, it really is all about taking the positives, and that is from the second half. And seeing exactly how we were able to have great chemistry without our star players like Harvey Barnes, Vardy, Daka, Ndidi. If we can do that coming into this match now that we have against Liverpool, I don't see us not getting somewhat of a positive result. Sure, it's going to be hard, but we can at least know what we're working with and see how we can approach Liverpool with this chemistry that we have just learned based off this second half against Man City. So other than that, I think from this game itself, it's all about just not giving too much respect to your opposition from the start, in which we did. We gave them so much space, so much time to think on the ball we shouldn't have, and just knowing what formation to go with when you go up against opposition that loves to press up. And that is to have a structural line of 5 in the back when it comes to defending. But however, when it comes to attacking, you got to change formations and go with perhaps 3-4-3, and that will give more of a quick attack when it comes to pressing forward, and that's with the likes of Lookman and Tielemans or Madison, who plays on the right side, but also having just that really structural line of defense just in case you lose the ball. So it's going to take some time to adjust, but I think that formation works. 5 in the back to defend, then wait for that mistake or take the ball away. Then you quickly change formations and then have a strong attack of 4-3 or a perhaps or 5-1. I don't know how that structure works, but we have to know how to change formation, change styles instantly because just sticking to one formation, whether it's defending or attacking, can be effective for however long. But other than that, that's really all I have for this post-match review of Manchester City versus Leicester City. We'll wait now and see what happens in this next match that will be at the King Power Stadium against Liverpool. We know how they play. They love to press up. So hopefully Brendan Rodgers can see what we can do about sticking with this formation as well as performing the same way we performed in the second half leading up to this match now at the King Power Stadium. Well, that's all I have for today in this post-match review. I'll see you next time for the pre-match review of Leicester City versus Liverpool. Take care.